My story's not as sexy as most people because I'm not the brewer.
Why don't I drink this?
I always wanted to open up a brewery once I got into working for Iron Hill Brewery because my love for beer just grew into the craft side.
Right place, right time, mid-90s. I was in construction, tearing up floors. It was FX Pot before Prohibition. It was actually brewery in Brewery Town. Prohibition came along, they turned it into a furniture making facility. And then while I was there, we were renovating it to be a brewery again. Brewer asked me if I wanted to learn how to make beer, and pretty much have gone from there.
Basically, I worked with Bob at Iron Hill Brewery in media. I was executive chef, he was the brewer.
And then every now and then when we'd pass each other, he's like, we should work together, we should open a brewery. I'm like, whatever.
Several years later, obviously about 10 plus, so I saw Bob at a big event, and I was just standing on the wall next to him. He doesn't talk much. And he said, I'm ready. And I said, you ready for what? Like, at this point, I had no idea what he was talking about because we weren't really talking. And he's like, do a brewery. And I was like, really? And I was kind of taken aback.
I just felt like it was either now or never. I could always be questioning myself, what if I didn't?
I was floored, but he said yes. So it's kind of like, I was down on my bended knee and he agreed.
And I get a call from Mike Stiglitz, and he says, hey, I'm thinking about starting a brewery. And I'm like, all right, and because everybody around that time starting up a brewery.
There's no reason to open up a brewery unless you have a phenomenal brand right off the bat or a phenomenal brewer. It's going to be really tough to play from the middle. So as soon as Bob said yes, I knew at least I had a home run on one side of it.
By finally asking who the brewer was, and he tells me Bob Berard, I'm like, all right, back up, hold on one sec.
I don't know, because once you make that move, you screw it up, you're kind of in a bad spot.
It started maybe like 4-ish years ago. I was in the Hudson Valley with Bob. We were brewing at a brewery up there called Peekskill, and we were just hanging out outside of the place that we were staying. He pulled me aside and told me that he's starting his own brewery. He asked if I wanted to come. A year later, I gave him an answer, and I said yes, and then we started building about a year after that.
Probably taken me to this point just to feel a little comfortable about it, because things are moving in the right direction. But yeah, I know probably the first few months, once we opened the doors, I was thinking to myself, oh man, what was I thinking? But it's just keep plugging along, and that's kind of the mentality around here, is just keep going. So here we are, still going.